Hello everyone and welcome to the Sunday Funnies Review. I'm Desmond Gillick and this is the Sunday Funnies Review. It's the week of May 24th, 2020, and now into the Peanuts rerun. You know what? This Peanuts rerun isn't funny. And I don't mean that in a bad way, like it tried a punchline and it didn't work. I mean that in the way of, there is no clear punchline. If anything, the punchline is by Eric Beagle, but that's not a big, please laugh here. It's just a beautiful comic about Snoopy writing a story of love and tennis, and it has ours was a love set, but we double faulted. It's just a tennis joke in there, and I kind of gave it a chuckle, so I'm kind of gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for the week. Up next is the Zits, a timeless classic, really. We start off by seeing a little speech bubble prompt. Then we see the main man go get a ladder, and then he's like, "Okay, Mom," which is, a response, "Take out the trash cans to the curb." And then there's a bunch more garble up here, which is great because, he then elaborates on why there's that garble, and he says, "Sometimes her rants get so shrill they're above my frequency range," which is nice. It's funny. It's a 7 out of 10. Up next is the Foxtrot of the Week. And you know what? It's not amazing of the week because it's just, hey, I don't want to go to the store all that much because of the funny quarantine. So can you try to cut back on food? I am cutting back. Maybe cut back a tiny bit more. We're almost out of milk, by the way. Which is nice. It's not hilarious, but under normal circumstances, I would give this a 6 out of 10. But look, you see that there? See that? It's sugar crack. That's a 6.5 out of 10, if I've ever seen one. My man's eating sugar crack, loopy fruits, and alpha bites. Up next is the Foxtrot of the Week. Not the Foxtrot of the Week. We just did the Foxtrot of the Week. It's the better for worse of the week. And you know what? I quite like this better for worse of the week because it's wholesome. It's a bit of a wholesome one. Because it's, going around the outside and showing all these little wonders of the world, like cardinal singing, a butterfly, some rain, some cat. It's nice. It's wholesome. It's an 8 out of, well, not an 8 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. Up next is the Garfield of the Week, and wow, I don't have any words. Well, I mean, actually, I do. It's just an alright Garfield of the Week, but it's less than alright, because Garfield goes up, he does some jokes for a couple minutes, except they're not funny. It's just not funny. And it ends on, nope, still can't sleep, so it's not funny. It's flatlining. It's 5 out of 10. One moment for me to turn the page. You know that this is my second time doing the Sunday Funnies Review. First time I actually messed up the page turn. I went to the very end of the Sunday Funnies without even realizing it. Man. Yeah, and then I messed it all up, yada yada, but I did the full review and then I cut it. Oh, man. Here's the BC of the week, and I quite like it. He bonks his head, he goes, "Really?" Then draw, swim, saw, eat, sigh, step. What did you do to cheese off the font guy? And it's HR, which I like. It's meta. It's funny. It's 7 out of 10. It's the BC. Up next is the Hagar the Horrible. Hagar the Horrible. More like Hagar the Kind of Funny this week. Hagar the Kind of Funny this week starts off with a conversation between Hagar and a raider, and they're like, "Oh, Hagar, do you ever feel scared before a battle?" He's like, "Anyone who says they're not scared before a battle is either a fool or a liar. But to answer your question, no." And then Hagar charges into battle. "Hagar, this new guy is freaking out. Pull yourself together. One day you'll look back at this and laugh. Ha ha! Why wait? Ha 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 ha! Which I like. It's a very good Hagar the Horrible this week. I laughed at it. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's the Hagar the Horrible. Up next is the Wizard of Id of the week, and it's quite nice this week because we see Id use his wizard powers for the first time in a while. In memory, I think we haven't even seen the Wizard of Id use his wizard powers. They're hunting, they're fishing, and it's nice. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Up next is the Mother Goose and Grim of the week. And I don't like this one at all. It ends on a stormtrooper helmet joke. Why? Why the modern First Order stormtrooper helmet in May? I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking when writing this, but I hope they didn't write this back in December when there was buzz around this helmet. I hope they wrote this like yesterday, thinking, let's cover up this ugly mug with the mask. It's the Mother Goose and Grim of the week. It's a 5 out of 10. Up next is the Doonesbury of the week, and I shouldn't even call it a Doonesbury of the week. It's just a plug for a Twitter account of the week, and under normal circumstances, I would give this a 0 out of 10, but there is one slightly redeeming quality. It's this. It's White House announces final division of responsibilities in coronavirus task force. Deb Brick's thoughts. Mike Pence prayers. And I like it. It's funny. It's overtly political, and I laughed when I read that. But everything else here is just schlock. There's 7 schlocks altogether, but one schlock is kind of funny. So it's a 1 out of 10 because it loses 3 points automatically for being a plug to the Roland B. Headley Jr. account on Twitter made by Gary Trudeau. I can't even begin to accept that this is a real thing that someone made. But you know what? That's just the world we're living in. It's the Doonesbury. It's a 1 out of 10 this week. You know why I scrapped that earlier when I did? It's because I didn't put the paper in the stack of papers, and I banged my head against the wall. Up next is the Family Circus of the week. And you know what? It's nice. It's funny, it's got a bit of a punchline, but unlike most Family Circuses of the week, this Family Circus of the week doesn't win the Wholesome Award, because it's not all that wholesome. Instead, I want to give the Wholesome Award to the For Better or For Worse of the week, because that one made me feel warmer inside than this one did, and that's what being wholesome is all about. But I'm not knocking the Family Circus this week because it's actually a 7.5 out of 10. I really like this Family Circus of the week. Up next is the Shoe of the week, and it's quite odd because it centers around wishing well, and it says, I'm wishing that everyone is well. So it's a bit of a wishing well joke. It's a bit of a coronavirus, please stay safe out there joke. But you know what it's not a bit of? It's not a bit of George Costanza. I don't know where they took him. Please, if you have any information on where George Costanza is, call the International FBI hotline for tips on where they took him. We're searching. We're desperate. Please help. It's a 7 out of 10 this week for the show. Up next is the Blondie of the week. And I'm going to admit, this Blondie is a bit of an anomaly to me. Because it just starts with, I sure am. Now, I pieced this together. I think it should have started with a panel here that said, are you hungry? Then he would have said, I sure am. But instead, they made 8 panels for a 7-panel comic. And then they didn't start it off right. They included this random one of him getting out of bed, which is necessary for the flow of the comic. But why would they include this one where he's still just thinking of different things to do? Is he like, there's yogurt and fruit salad left, right? Maybe I'll get a nice apple. This. And then he ends up eating fried chicken. It's not great. It's the Blondie of the week. It's a 6.5. I hate to do it, but just put a proper beginner to it. Cut out this schlock panel you got here. But we're on to another rare occurrence for this week's Sunday Funny. It's Dilbert. And Dilbert Mouth. It's quite rare to see Dilbert with a mouth open, and it's quite rare to see a pretty, mid-range Dilbert. It's a 7 out of 10 for me. Up next is the Marvin of the week. It's the 4 of the week. I don't like this Marvin of the week. But two redeeming qualities. One, this house kind of looks like the house from the Garfield animated show, right? It's like got the bushes, the dog door, the stoop, the fence. I'm picturing a shed right about here, just outside a frame. And the second thing that I like, doesn't it look like Marvin's head is attached to this body, right? You kind of see it, right? If he had like a long neck, it would attach to the body. Yeah, you see it? Because I see it, and I quite like that. I know that's not intentional, but it's a 4 out of 10 this week. It's the Marvin of the week. Oh man. But here we are, second to last page flip of the week, and I'm glad that we got through this with practically no hiccups. Hopefully I didn't jinx myself there. It's the baby blues of the week. 5 out of 10. I don't like it. On to the high and lowest of the week. And you know what? This one isn't a contender for the wholesome award of the week because it's not wholesome. It's not a contender for the funny award of the week because it's not funny. Like I said earlier with the Peanuts rerun, saying it's not funny isn't a diss to the humor or the punchline, because there isn't an overtly there punchline. It's just, I miss the old job jar, which is kind of funny. But you know what? I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for this week's high and lowest. Up next is, of course, the Sally Forth of the week. And wow. Hold on. Oh. We're here. It's the Sally Forth of the week. It's the burger of the week. It's the 6 out of 10 of the week. It's the Sally Forth. I don't know if they do a yearly collection of burger reviews, but I'm not a big fan. But, it's just a 6 out of 10. But what's not a 6 out of 10? The close to home of the week. It starts off with flea market today. You go down to a bad trip at rest stop 27. Then your eye wanders up to Dave's gift glass, and then you read the dreaded words, Northern Ohio Junior Slingshot Club. And that's funny. That's actually a solid 8.5 out of 10 for me this week. I really like the close to home this week, not just because it's Northern Ohio, but because everything here is so oddly specific that I think it could only work in the one panel wonder that is the close to home. And now, to wrap up our week in the Sunday Funnies review, it's the Born Loser of the week. It's actually the 7 out of 10 of the week, although it shares the spot with many others. It's just nice. It starts with, oh, I'm home, how was shopping? Good, but I had a little oopsie on the way home. Oh, how's the car? Remember that joke you liked to tell people about how my bad driving put dents in every part of the car except the roof? Yeah, why? You're gonna need a new punchline. Which, is inferring that she somehow dinged the roof of the car. It's funny. I like it. If you were to read this, you probably like it. But it's not make you laugh out loud funny. It's just a little chuckle funny. And that's a 7 out of 10 for the week. You know, all things said and done, this is a pretty nice week in the Sunday Funnies. Wholesome Award of the Week goes to the Better for Worse. Funny Award of the Week goes to the Far From Home. And now, time to pad out the video for 20 more seconds. If you like the video, give it a like. If you dislike the video, give it a like. If you like the video so much, maybe give me a comment. And if you like the video even more, subscribe. And if you like the video even more, share with a friend. And if you dislike the video, give it a like. Thank you. And now I gotta fucking hell. I gotta pad for another minute because I took too long to put it in the pile. You know what? Let's put it in the pile real slow like. Oh, man. So, we're here for another 40 seconds, eh? They put Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix. I've been watching that. Yeah, I'm on book 3, chapter 2. Yeah. General Iroh is probably my favorite character. If you've watched Avatar, comment your favorite character in the comments below. Yeah. So, come here often?